This is Estella Lugo for tonight's CMT-Connect live webinar for the Hereditary Neuropathy Foundation. And tonight's topic will be the Ability360 Sports and Fitness Center. So we're super excited to have our special guest joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. Brielle Carter, are you there?
Hello, I'm here. This
Hey,
is Brielle
Brielle.
Carter.
How are you? Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So thanks again for joining us tonight and speaking with us. I hadn't really heard of your facility until recently, until we started looking into it for our 2019 summit. So yeah, we'd love to hear a little bit about how Ability 360 came to be and how long has it been around?
Absolutely. So the Ability360 organization has been around for over 35 years. It is the largest center for independent living in the state of Arizona. We employ persons with disabilities, and we provide services for persons with disabilities and their family members. We provide a wide variety of services, advocacy, community integration, peer mentoring, um, home modifications, back to work, all things that centers of independent living provide. We are located in the center of Phoenix. Also located at our center is the Ability360 Sports and Fitness Center, which is a sports and fitness center for persons with disabilities and their family members to engage in adaptive fitness, recreation, and health. And that's been around for 7 years. And we're all located on the Ability360 Center campus. And
Okay.
that also houses 8 other nonprofits related to persons with disabilities: MS Society of Arizona, Arizona Autism, Arizona Brain Injury Alliance Association, Arizona Spinal Cord Injury Association.
Wow.
So we like to call ourselves the one-stop shop for persons with disabilities and their family members. So we can provide as many community resources and referrals and integrate people back into their homes and into the communities and working.
Yeah, I mean, it seems incredible. It seems like, a mecca for people with disabilities. And what I really found interesting was your like holistic approach. So tell me a little bit more about your housing and kind of residence there.
Yeah, so we don't um, we don't have any on-site um, dorms or anywhere somebody can stay.
Mhm.
Um, but we do have agencies and organizations that are housed in our center. Um, but we help people provide homes, whether it's home modifications or provide care in their homes as well.
Okay, great. And how did you become involved with 360, and what's your background? And how did you become part of the team here?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first moved here, I started at Arizona State University, and I was their program coordinator, fitness and wellness. And they were looking for Ability 360 was looking for a group fitness instructor that taught adaptive classes. And I actually, when I came down for a tour, I was amazed and wowed, as you will be when you all attend the conference, which hopefully you will.
Mhm.
Um, and I actually said this place wasn't a good fit for me. And they said, no, give it a try. We need you to teach. So I started teaching, and one adaptive boot camp class turned into once a week, turned into twice a week. And then
Mhm.
a year later, they said they had a full-time position. And I knew that this is a place I was supposed to be, and these were the people that I was supposed to work with, and this is where I was meant to be. So I transitioned to just staying on as faculty at Arizona State University and then working here full time. And that's been 6 years later.
Wow. Love it. I mean, it seems like a great place to work, and it seems very rewarding to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And um, I mean, I get to create relationships with people, not only help them with their health, fitness, recreation, maybe a resource in the community, maybe an outdoor adaptive adventure, um, whatever it happens to be. But I also get to create those one-on relationships with people. Like I may know their husband's name or their dog's name or
Right.
what, and because I see them, some people almost every day they're coming to physical activity classes. I don't think they come for the exercise. I like to believe that they come for me and our instructors, and like
Right.
they don't want to exercise, they just want to hear our
Socialize.
stories and nobody wants to go exercise, but we make it a lot better.
Right.
And we always find something for somebody to do. I don't, in the 6 years I've been here, I've worked with many disabilities, and I have always found at least one exercise or multiple exercises for somebody to obtain. And it's about you, and you know your body best, and you know what works best for you. And every disability is different, and that's what we're all about. We don't tell you what you need. We give you resources, and we help make sure that you're doing it in a safe manner.
Yeah, we love that, and we're a big advocate of just starting from where you are, no matter what your limitations are. So, tell us a little bit more about the disabilities that you kind of work one on one with, and what are some of the success stories that you've seen and improvements, and have you had any particular patients there that really kind of made a 360, a 180 instead of a 360.
Yeah. And where that 360 name comes, that we offer all,
Yes.
all services, and we, go from the beginning to the end and then back
Right.
around and keep going. We never stop.
Right.
Um, so absolutely. So the sports and fitness centers for persons with disabilities and their family members, whether it's physical or invisible, and same thing for Ability 360 services as well. Um, and so we serve spinal cord injuries, brain injuries, post stroke, um, you name it, diabetes, obesity is a disease, autism, post traumatic stress disorder. You name it, we've seen it, cerebral palsy, spina bifida. I could go on
Wow.
the list. And then there's even some that we have never heard of
Mm.
before, that people are being diagnosed, and they're teaching us stuff, and teaching us how to help them. Um, Success stories, my probably, and this isn't for everybody, but there are people that come in here, and my favorite probably success story to see is somebody come in using a wheelchair and then transition to a walker, if
Mhm.
that's feasible based on their disability. And then they transition from that chair to that walker to that cane, and then potentially to nothing, not using any assistive devices to ambulate. And
Wow.
that is probably, I love seeing that. Like 1 week I may see somebody come in a wheelchair, and then the next week they're coming in a walker, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you came into the facility in a walker!" Like that's amazing. And I know it's not feasible for everybody, but that's probably one of my most favorite transitions to see. I could tell you success stories all day long.
That's great.
We have one coming up actually that I was thinking about prior to this webinar, is that this weekend we have a Wonder Woman race going on in Tempe, Arizona, and everybody's dressing up in Wonder Woman
Oh.
costume. Yeah, I know. And we're featuring one of our members. She's been a member for 3 years. She was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré, and she just recently started using her walker. And she was watching all these races and seeing our athletes here, and she's like, "Well, I could do the race in a chair, but I'm gonna walk it with my walker." And we have an indoor track here, and she's been walking around that indoor track, and our whole family's invited, and we're gonna do video and photos of her completing the race using her walker.
That's great. That's good motivation there. I love it.
Yeah, I just love it as a Wonder Woman. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Why not? Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to wear your cape on the outside sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm.
So, is the center for children as well as adults?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
So we have as young as, we've had 9-month olds taking adaptive swim lessons in our
Wow.
aquatic center, which is
Okay.
outdoors. Keep that in mind when you do come visit. It is outdoors, but it'll be
Mhm.
November in Arizona, so it'll be warm but
Yes.
lovely.
Great.
Uh,
We're
and
counting
then
on it.
Yeah, we do one-on-one sessions with 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and then if they weigh over 35 pounds, they can use our climbing wall and our adaptive climbing gear, which you can see in that picture
Right.
right now.
Yeah, that looks super fun. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, and what about your instructors? Or is it kind of like a range of different backgrounds, experiences? Do any of those instructors have disabilities? And I'm sure some of them have, personal connections to, loved ones maybe or family
Mhm.
members.
Yeah, so 51% of our employees have to be persons with disabilities to receive some of our national funding as a Center for Independent Living.
Okay.
So 51% of our employees have disabilities. All of our instructors are nationally certified based on their discipline that they're providing for us.
Hmm.
And most of them have worked with persons with disabilities in their past. There's a very extensive protocol I go through when I hire contracted personal trainers and contacted group fitness instructors. They not only have to do in-person interviews, but they also have to do practical interviews, and they also have to teach numerous classes or work one-on-one, and they also have to observe how we currently teach classes and how we currently work one-on-one with people. So we just don't let anybody off the street, as I like to say, and I'm very protective about who teaches here. And just because I want to make sure that they're just not anybody off the street,
Yeah,
and
I
that they're
mean,
providing the best service to our members and our people that are coming to visit our facility, for whether it's conferences or events or just on a day-to-day basis.
yeah, that definitely makes sense. So, moving forward on talk about, maybe some of the programs and classes more specifically that you offer. I know obviously, you have pool activities and so I
Mhm.
see some photos here on the bike and in the gym. Could you tell us a little bit more about the spectrum of classes that you offer?
Yeah, so we have um we have aquatics classes. So we have anywhere from yoga in the water to tai chi in the water, which is actually called I Chi, which will be featured at the medicine our Movement is Medicine Summit.
Hmm.
We also have adaptive swim lessons that happen there. We have our own youth and adult swim team that happen in our pool. We also do allow hospitals, PT, and OT clinics to rent out our facility
Okay.
and use it to work with their patients. So then, in turn, that's part of that continuum of care. And so then,
Fantastic.
in turn, they become members of our facility because they feel comfortable
Right.
coming here with their physical therapist, and now they're going to transition back into the community. We do field trips as well. That's what one of those pictures is, I believe, a aquatics class field trip at
Yep.
pool activities. And then we also do um, we have rock wall classes. We have a adaptive spin class. So when we teach our adaptive spin classes, which will also be featured at the Movement is Medicine Summit, we also do hand bikes and indoor cycling bikes,
Hmm.
what some people might refer as spin bikes. And then we also do a hand crank. But our hand crank goes forward, backwards, and operates independently. So one side can be used at a time.
Right.
And it is for everybody, and we always teach it together. We have our own, as you can see, that's our power soccer team. So we have our own power soccer team. We have our own wheelchair rugby team. We have our own wheelchair tennis program, our own adaptive golf program. We have a cart that people can transfer into, and it stands them in an upright position, and they can hit a golf ball from an upright position. And some people rent it to use it to go down the aisle and stand up and to be married. So it can be
Oh,
used for all
wow.
different, yeah, so it can be used for
Multi-purpose.
all purposes.
I love
Uh,
that.
yeah, and then we also offer a wheelchair basketball team, youth and adults. We also have Gold Ball, which we host a tournament. We don't have our own team, but we host a tournament, which is a sport for persons with visual impairments.
Okay.
We've dabbled a little bit in some wheelchair badminton lately, and we're actually Tempe, Arizona, which is right next to Phoenix, Arizona, is opening the first accessible pickleball court in the state of Arizona. So we are starting to do some wheelchair pickleball as
Wow.
well. Yeah.
Okay. You pretty much
So
it's pretty much everything that you could think of. You guys figure out a way to make it adaptive, which I love because
yeah. Mhm.
A lot of times, when you have a disability, it's hard to even think outside the boundaries and the restrictions that normal society kind of has set up. And even going to a gym,
Mhm.
although we know it's beneficial to our health, unless it has those adaptive features, it's sometimes it's near to impossible to really benefit from it, and get the health benefits that we all definitely need.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what makes us so unique. And I always say
Mhm.
every place should be like us.
Yeah.
They should always offer those programs because we offer everything that other sports and fitness centers offer, but then we offer everything inclusive as well. We have braille on our equipment. We have seats that remove. We have different attachments that and gloves that help with grip impairments. We have seats
Right.
that remove from equipment. We have adaptive seats that we can add to equipment. And if we haven't thought of it, we are so open to making adjustments and making adaptations to make our facility more accessible and our classes and our programs to anybody. So we're always open to ideas because we understand that everybody is different.
Yeah, I mean, your team seems very, very much sensitive to all the different disabilities. And I had to mention, I think I saw, it was on Instagram, you guys were doing a wheelchair dance session.
Yeah.
I love that. Can you tell us
Did
a
you
little bit
happen to
about
see our
that?
staff video of it?
Yes, yes. I love that. I mean, I think you guys really take your work seriously. Seeing
Yeah.
that, it just really brought a smile to my face. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a wheelchair dance on our schedule. We actually, one of our interns, she is a student at Arizona State University in Parks and Rec, and she's actually on the Rolettes,
Yes,
which
we're a
is
big fan of the Rolettes.
yeah, she's a member of the Rolettes. She lives in Mesa, Arizona. And so part of her internship, she is teaching wheelchair dance classes. And then we also have another instructor that teaches wheelchair dance classes as well. And we all got in everyday chairs and sports chairs. And if we didn't already use one as our everyday life, we learned how to do wheelchair dance.
Yeah.
And there was a video that was posted. I think it got the most likes and shares and ha-ha. Our staff was all in it. We whipped our hair around and everything like that. But she taught us how to maneuver in the chair to
Right.
dance with it. So as you can see, um, there are endless possibilities.
Yeah, we love that, and hopefully we plan on adding that to our program as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just touching base a little bit about what our plans are for November 8th and 9th this year. We have 2 days, 2 full days of events, and we will be having adaptive, I guess you can say, or accessible transportation from the hotels,
Hmm.
meals included. We'll have keynote speakers. We'll have hands-on workshops. Some of the activities that you mentioned: aquatic yoga, corrective exercises. We'll be spending some time in the gym with weight training and working on some of the adaptive machines, and we'll have some of our own experts coming in as well, including Modus Made for Movement, and we'll be incorporating some of the crank fusion, like you said, the adaptive
Hmm.
spin classes, meditation, rock climbing. So we are above and beyond excited for this event, because not only will our community have a chance to connect, but really bond through these activities, and for, I think, probably the first time in many people's life, just not feel like the outsider. This is
Hmm.
something that everyone is going to be able to participate in, and there's no discrimination or anyone feeling left out, and it's just going to be all inclusive weekend
Hmm.
with a lot of fun in between and a lot of education.
Hmm.
We really want to celebrate, the reason why we wanted to call it Movement is Medicine Summit is because, we know for a fact that exercise and movement, and just staying active is not only good for our mental health, but our physical health. And we want to do as much as we can to kind of celebrate that and really educate our community on, some of the best ways that they can, take these activities home and incorporate it into their daily life and just keep the momentum going and keep moving. We know it's not easy and every day can bring its own challenges, but we really want to bring a sense of community, and we can't think of a better place than your facility to do that. So we're super, super excited.
Same. You made a comment about feeling safe and
Yeah.
not having those preconceptions or concerns. It brings me to a story. I was working with a warrior the other day, and she takes public transportation to get here. And she said, I'm just sick of telling everybody my story. But when I get here, everybody's like me or has their own story and they're doing their own thing. So I don't need to tell my story here.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me, that she finally feels at home here and safe here, and doesn't have to explain everything of why she may walk this way, or why she wears this brace, or why she looks this way. She doesn't have to explain that to anybody here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, some lifetime memories and friendships will be made. It kind of reminds me, like a summer camp for adults. And also we'll be
Yeah.
opening it up to children as well, uh, 10 and older.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone who wants to bring their children, I think it'd be super, super valuable. And I'm sure that they'll have a fantastic time as well. So, yeah, we encourage everyone to kind of check out on hnf-cure.org. Movement Summit. And even if you just go to hnf-cure.org on the main homepage there, you'll see the banner. It's the first one up for the summit. And there's a great video that you guys had posted on YouTube. That's on the overview page, which gives you a really great aerial view of the facility, just to get an idea of the scale that, you guys are working on. So it's a very impressive facility, and we cannot wait to get over there and check it out.
Mm-hmm. Be good weather, and don't
Yeah.
worry, it's not going to be all exercise. They've planned a lot of lectures, and we have a cafe on site that has amazing food, and we have beautiful views of the mountain. So
Yes, and we'll be having a cocktail party on the roof the first
yeah,
night, and
happy you've exercised.
yeah, absolutely. We have to balance it out. So there's going to be plenty of room for fun and mingling and all those sorts of activities. So, so with that, I'm going to open it up to Q&A here. And just see if I can get this up here. We'll just go to Q&A section. So yes, as someone asked, I believe we already answered this questions. Do you have to have a certification to work there? And if you want to repeat that real quick.
Yeah, so when we contract out for our group fitness instructors and personal trainers, we do require a certification. Most of our staff have 4-year degrees, if not beyond that, in various certifications. A lot of our full-time and part-time staff are certified therapeutic rec specialists, and then and or certified personal trainers, certified in different group fitness classes, and then also certified exercise physiologists, strength and conditioning coaches, and then certified lifeguards, certified swim instructors. Yeah, pretty much everybody is, as I'm going down the list in my head, and everybody has some form of certification and or a 4-year plus degree too.
Right. Right. And in addition to being obviously passionate about their work, because it really seems that you guys enjoy what you do. And
yeah,
I'll kind of close out with one last question. What do you love most about your job?
Oh,
If you have to choose one.
I love most about my job is that every day is different, and that my family can be integrated in what I do here. My son swims on a swim team where he has some of his teammates here have autism, and he swims with them and participates in adaptive hockey with sled hockey. We also are part of a global sports mentoring program where we mentor different delegates, and that delegate usually always every year comes over to my home, and my family can be meet this delegate related to adaptive sports around the world. So I think that I get to include my family in everything that I do here, and they're part of. They're such an integrative part of what I talk about in class too. Like, don't tell my husband that I talk a lot about him, or my mother-in-law. Just kidding. Now
They
this
know all the dirt.
yeah. So it helps. Laughter helps with exercise too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good medicine in addition to movement. And yeah, we love that. We love that family element, to the atmosphere. And, that's always a great plus to have children exposed at a young age to, other kids that may not necessarily look like them. And, that's what our world needs a little bit more of. So, yeah, so who do we contact if we have questions after the webinar? That would be myself or Courtney. So you can email us at info@hnf-cure.org. And we are more than happy to answer any of your questions. The hotel that we have special rates packages for is the Crown Plaza. And there is a group rate for that, and you'll find that information on our website as well on the summit page. So take a look, and we hope you enjoyed this webinar. Thank you again so much, Brielle, for taking the time to speak with us tonight and telling us a little bit more about your incredible space. And we cannot wait to see you and experience it for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. And like I said, send your questions, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates, and please register. It's going to be a fun weekend.